talking of one player who's probably after Sunday or after the World Cup final, irrespective of whether he's going to win it or not, is going to become a legend. He already is one, but he's going to be, joining this entire star dust of so many other players who've been in the past, including his own great countryman, Diego Maradona. So we're speaking about one player who's virtually a past, and he's also speaking about somebody who not only is going to be the future, but I do believe, along with so many other people, just looking at his talent, pure talent, that he's going to be one of the biggest stars in world football. Of course, when you compare stars, you compare Pele, you compare Maradona, you compare Zagallo, you compare Garrincha. I'm talking just pre-Maradona in the 70s out there. And then you have so many others who came in. But Mbappe, when you speak about him, you not only speak about the future, but you also speak about a very different kind of a talent, which not only uses his own skill, which he has in abundance, but he also has pace. He's more like a sprinter. He's basically the modern age footballer who uses speed, who uses intelligence, who is on the wing, which is actually massively remarkable to be able to cut in and still get those goals. And look at him. He was barely 18 or just crossed 18 when he won his first World Cup. He's on the verge of winning a second. And believe me, he can still win a third and still win a fourth, which will be remarkable by any standards. For France, he's not only an icon, he is the beacon. A lot of juniors, sub-juniors, not only in France, across the French league, across world leagues, across the world, will look up to him and say, hey, who do you want to be? They'll all say Mbappe in the future.
I think we've already seen one Mbappe. He's been star in the last World Cup. Even this World Cup, he's with the highest goal scorer. So he's going to continue to dominate for a couple of years. I think at least 2 World Cup, Mbappe is going to dominate. So he's going to be the next big star for I think the world to watch him.
Players who play these top leagues across Italy, Spain, England and others, they are used to understanding that the 90-minute focus, the extra time focus, the penalty focuses. But yes, it is surprising, not surprising that Messi announced it. Also, I think he just probably now wants to walk away. He doesn't want the glare or probably that question mark. Has Ronaldo, for example, stopped playing the World Cups? He hasn't announced yet. Messi has finished that particular debate, that controversy, that conversation, that talk, whether he's going to come back into Argentina, whether he's going to still play a year or two. No, this is his final. This is his last World Cup. More than anything else, you will see 60,000, 70,000, 50,000, whoever is in that final, all training their mobile cameras onto him because they all want to capture a man as great as Lionel Messi on his last steps. And when I say last steps means either outside the penalty box or inside the penalty box, taking a penalty, hopefully for Argentina, all of that. So in a way, the glare is on Messi, but at the same time, the others are going to be very, very ingrained with this knowledge that they have to stop him. To stop him means France winning. If this was probably the last of the league matches where, a draw or a win matters, maybe really doesn't come into you. Champions League, probably half a bit, but the World Cup, definitely. This is one trophy everybody knows he doesn't have. This is one trophy that he wants to go back with. This is one trophy that some of the really stellar players of Argentina, whether it was Mario Kempes, Leopoldo Luque, Daniel Passarella, Diego Maradona, Jorge Burruchaga, Valdano, Brown, all these guys, Neri Pimpedo in goal, all these guys have the World Cup championship with them. The whole World Cup crown is with them. Messi doesn't have it. So in a way, it is a pressure, but maybe the pressure will make him play 110%. Maybe the pressure will make him play that little bit extra, or maybe that sharpness will be more. The sharpness that you saw in the semi-finals may just be slightly more sharper, which is bad news for France. But great news for Argentina, fantastic news for Lionel Messi, and for somebody out there called a Kempes or a Diego Maradona from up there, probably looking and saying, yeah, this is the guy who should win the World Cup now. A lot of it depends on the French defense. They very well know. I mean, if you've seen the last semi-final, the moment Messi cut in, they were refusing to hack him down because they knew hacking a player down or hacking Messi down in the box leads to a penalty. The defense is going to be very, very, in a way tight. But they will ensure that they don't hack any other Argentine forward because Messi is going to come and take that penalty kick, which means 99% the sixth goal. For Mbappe, it's tougher. It's tougher simply because you have Griezmann, you have Dembele, you have Giroud, all of them out there wanting a goal. It's a very different thing, a golden boot, but it's a very different thing scoring in a World Cup final. For posterity, you are there. You're just written down in the legends list that he was a scorer in the World Cup final. But I think for both of them, the golden boot is just not a boot. For them, it's first the World Cup. Ensure that. And then if along the way the golden boot comes, it's great. Because for example, if you really ask Lionel Messi today, you want to hold the World Cup, you want to hold the golden boot, I think the answer is very easy for him. He would rather sacrifice the golden boot and pick up the World Cup. Mbappe is there. And Mbappe is not there now. Mbappe was there 4 years back also as the rising star. If you remember, just after the final, Pele said that, this is the man of the future. This is the player. This is the way football is going to go, which basically meant it's no more being there, holding the ball. It's also moving with the ball as fast as Mbappe does. But there is Bellingham from England. There is Sarko. There is Vinicius from Brazil. There's Pedri from Spain, 19-year-old. All these guys are brilliant ball players. Yes, Mbappe because of his massively goal-scoring skills. Because also you got to understand, he plays for PSG, one of the biggest clubs. And just by the way, it's a Qatari club, owned by the Qatar Fund. And he's going to be playing in Qatar in a World Cup final with all his owners who are basically the people who actually run Qatar as a country looking on. So Mbappe is not alone out there. There are players who will probably pull alongside him. But at the end of the day, if you look at the next World Cup, you look at the Champions League, you look at PSG, you look at whether he's going to get a transfer to some other club or not, Mbappe will be at the head of it. He will be this star who will go to shine for the next 4 to 6 years at the minimum.
I think it's very sad to see some of the great and the greatest player might not appear in the next World Cup. Ronaldo, I think with the age, Messi has already said the last World Cup. Even Neymar is not sure about, again, playing for Brazil, which is very, very sad. These players have entertained and has been wonderful throughout. And at the same time, I think it's also opportunity for the new generation of superstars to come in and make the name itself. We've already got Mbappe. I think he's dominated the last World Cup and this World Cup, and he's going to dominate for the next 2-3 years. There are young talented players like Alphonso Davies from Canada. He's fantastic. I think Canada was very, very good side, but they couldn't progress to the second round. We've got Mo Salah, who's I think going to be a big name in future. He's playing for Bayern Munich. He's from Germany, but he's one big star. Another, I think, big star would be Foden from England and Bellingham. These are the two names from English team, which this year I think they're very unlucky. They had a good World Cup. Even Saka had a good World Cup. So I think a couple of these players, young players, are going to make it big in future.
I think the biggest common factor is ambition, alongside which is this massive hunger. You don't win Ballon d'Ors, you don't win Champions Leagues, you don't win league titles, just being part of a team. You actually stand out. Messi may be number 10, but Messi is more than a number 10. He is 11, 12, 14, 18, 9, 32, 55, all those numbers in the team all combine to make a Messi because it's along him that an entire team rotates. The only difference that you can ever pick out between both these great players is that the positioning is very different. One is extremely fast, which is Mbappe, and one virtually walks through a match.